What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Lyfe podcast. Back again with another episode of Let's Get to Know Your Nail Tech. But today, I have a very special friend. Before I introduce you to who my friend is, let me give you a little backstory. Back in the day when I started out as a new content creator, right? I was nobody. Nobody knew who I was. This person right here reached out to me and say, bro, I love your content. You got something going on. I see something in you. And believe it or not, I didn't believe one word that he was saying because I don't know who he is. And I didn't know what he was seeing in me. But what was crazy is that months down the road, this brother right here sent me all his nail polish line. And let me tell you, at this moment right here, I was starting out back into the nail industry as a new owner. And he sent me his whole collection. In my life, I never had anyone who sent me anything to get my career going. But this guy did. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to Robert Nguyen, the CEO of Gotti Nails. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, dude. Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited because you've just blown up so much, I remember when I first met you and I reached out, you didn't have that many followers and I was just like, man, this guy he's gonna be something. And I could see it. It's like I could see the future, And here it is, dude. Millions of viewers, hundreds, thousands of subscribers. Like you're killing it, bro.
I try, man, but let me just ask you this, like, what did you really see when you stumble upon my content, bro? Because I know you've been in the nail industry very long time, and you were on TV. You were like the artist of the generation that we were growing up into the nail industry. Like, what do you see?
So like throughout my whole career, I've met a bunch of nail techs, and I've met some very special ones that just like they have that special thing in them. And when I saw your stuff, like you had the drive. That's the main thing is that you got to have that drive. You got to have that want and that will to continue doing what you believe in, no matter what anyone else says. And you just kept on pumping out content, bro. It just kept on coming.
Wow.
And it was like exciting too, It wasn't something that you just like, oh, I'm gonna just scroll right through it. Your stuff, you'd get them. It just hook you right away, and I'd just sit there and I'd watch it. Like we got to get this guy. We got to get him some stuff out here. So yeah,
That's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate that you were able to see that in me and able to reach out to me, because if you did not reach out to me, I don't think we would be sitting here talking face to face right now. Let the viewer knows a little bit about yourself, Robert. How did you got into the nail industry? Was it something that you actually wanted to do growing up? Or was it something that you had to do because of the money at that moment and you fell in love with it?
so I mean, I think like for most young boys, it's not in their mind to like, oh, I want to do nails. I want to do nails growing up.
Yeah.
It was always like, hey, I want to be a policeman. I want to be a firefighter. I want to do this. So it wasn't until like high school where my brother was working in the nail salon, and my mom got him into it. And so after school, I would drive by the nail salon and I'd go in there every day and I'd just hang out with him. I'd see his clients. I'd see him interacting with them. And then by the time I went to college, I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a clear sense of direction of where I wanted to go. And so my brother was like, why don't you try doing nails? And that's kind of like when I signed up for nail school. Him and we like would sit in the garage every day and we would practice doing nails. And eventually, I got my nail license and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, like, a lot of people don't really know how I started. They always thought I like was born inside the OPI warehouse or something, and I just like started working there, which is kind of how it was.
Or tell us
Because
about that.
as soon as I got my nail license, actually, the way it really started is like I was doing nail competitions all around the world before I got my license. So as soon as I got my license, OPI was like, "Hey, we want you to come work for us. We want you to come and educate." And so I joined their team. There was this. This was back in like 2005,
Wow.
and
That's when I started.
yeah, that well, there you go. It's
Yeah.
been a while, dude. We've been doing it for a long time.
Oh,
So pretty much I started on this A team, and it was a group of 6 Vietnamese nail techs, and this had never been done before. You would never see a Vietnamese educator. It was always like just Caucasians going out educating and stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it was a very special group, and we were sent out there to kind of like help out the Vietnamese nail industry because we had a really bad rep at the time. Just like chop shops and that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Uh-huh. And then you join these competition, and then how do you know about these competition that you join? Like you were getting your license, and then all of a sudden you've been doing that. Like, how do you know about that, and how do you have the courage to be like, I want to do this, I want to join this competition?
So it really helped out that my brother was already doing it, right? He did 1 or 2 competitions before I started joining them with him. And at the time, everything was all on magazines. So we would get these nail magazines like Nail Pro, Nails Magazine, Viet Salon. We would get these magazines in the mail, and there would be trade shows listed in there, and it'd tell you about the nail competitions that were going on. And there was internet then, it wasn't that far back, but
Right.
there was the internet.
But that was
So you
so
go on, yeah. So you go online and you like sign up, or you find out where it takes place and check out the rules and all of that, and you get yourself there.
how was the competition like back then? Like, was it very competitive? How was the art? Like, what was the art that you were doing that was
Dude,
wowing people?
it was insane just because like that was the only way to get your name out there. There was no Facebook, there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok. Like, so the only way that you could get your name out there was to go do these competitions. And I just remember like my very first one was out in Vegas, and there's like hundreds of people you're competing against. And people fly in from out of the country, from Japan, from Italy, from all over into Vegas, and they all compete. And I remember the 2 first competitions I did, I took home 2 first places, which is
Wow.
like really cool for me. It was like
That
really
was exciting.
exciting.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But like when you look back at it now, like the nail art has evolved so much. Even though like we were doing some pretty crazy stuff, when you look at it now, it's very dated.
Yeah, it's crazy. So after you won that first 2 competition, Robert, did that really like make your name more popular during that time because there was no social media? Like, did people starting to like have eyes on you? Like, oh, this guy's a good artist and he's a good nail tech.
Yeah, I think so, because it had a lot to do with I go back to that drive, like wanting to get yourself out there. And that's what it took. Like I had to go out to Vegas, and I had to do that myself because, you know. So the next one is the one that really put me on the map. Was I flew myself out to Florida with my brother, and we actually lost. We both got disqualified from our competition because we didn't read the rules all the way. But when these other companies, they look at you and they're like, "Oh man, this guy, like, he really put himself out there. He flew himself out there, put himself up in a hotel. Like, they're really dedicated to want to do these competitions." And they saw something in me then.
Wow. And then so after that, what was your journey like with the nails, man? Like after all this competition, you got your license. Did you ever like end up wanting to open up a salon, or did you just kind of work for OPI and learn from them? Like what was your journey like? Like before you established Gotti Nails?
Yeah, so eventually I did open up a salon, but the whole journey with like OPI, I was with OPI for 10 years,
Oh wow.
and so I got to travel all around the world, like literally everywhere. I
Oh my
had so
God.
many like stamps in my passport that I had to send it in and add more pages into it.
Really? And that
Yeah, it
was
was
big.
And I mean, I was like 20 years old, 22, 23, like throughout that whole time. It was this an amazing opportunity for me to go through. And at the same time, I was independent contractor working in the salon, like renting a spot so I could do clients. So it was a really cool first 10 years of my journey. And then eventually I opened up two nail salons in Beverly Hills called House of Polish.
Oh, nice.
And those were awesome too. And what I love about the industry is there's just so much that you could do. Whether you want to be an independent nail technician, you want to be a salon owner, you want to be an educator, you want to be a nail brand owner, you want to do podcast, like there's just so much that you could do in it.
And it's amazing how, as time moved forward, the nail industry has like expand to so many different areas, right? Like you mentioned, you can be a salon owner, you can be a nail tech, an independent nail tech. Heck, you can be a podcast host like myself and still talk about the nail industry. But everything we do, we know it didn't just happen overnight. It took a lot of time, it took a lot of time. I mean, I know the road being a nail tech is not always rainbow and flowers. What was your hardest time being a nail tech, like where you faced difficulty? And then that could be, running a business, because I know being a nail tech and running a business is a different mindset. Do you ever face any difficult time through your career, and how do you overcome that?
Dude, honestly, it's always been rainbows and butterflies.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm just playing.
Because I was going to say, like, are you living in heaven or something? Because that's amazing.
You know what? Like, everything has its positives and negatives, right? But man, it's so difficult to talk about the hard stuff because you just want to stay positive all the time. But to be real with you, the hardest time is like right now. Like it's we're going through it, like when I started Gotti Nails, we've been out for like 4 or 5 years, and going from a salon owner to a owner of a company is totally night and day. Like when you're a salon owner, you got people working for you, they're helping out, they're taking a lot of the weight off your shoulders. And when you're a brand owner, like at least starting out, like you're doing everything, dude. You're doing all the marketing, you're doing the accounting, you're doing all the inventory, you're doing everything.
Right. And you want to
And
do it right.
yeah, and you got to, right?
Yeah.
And then tie that in with your family. So I got two little girls, and it's just like it's so much pressure. But the girls are what keeps me going.
But it is a lot of pressure, man. Like I know exactly what you described, because I also have my own brand, and now that I have my own brand, I put myself in your shoes, and it is hard. I mean, like any business, there's ups and there's down. But what's hard is that we want to be there for our kids, we want to be there for our family, we want to be there for our wives, but at the same time, we want to keep the business floating positively too. And that is like a lot to do. And how do you manage throughout your day to stay so positive, to motivate yourself that things can get better as you move forward?
Dude, like for me,
Yeah, like what what
the
what what what's your daily life to keep yourself pumping out positivity?
yeah, no, it's hard, bro. But like for me, my drive are my girls. And so every day I drop them off at school. I go into the warehouse, I pack the orders, I do all my stuff, and then I pick them up every day, with my wife. I want to be there for my kids, and that's the most important thing to me, are my kids. I don't really. It's not that I don't care about the business. Of course, you want the business to grow. Your business is like a little baby on its own,
Absolutely.
but that can come and go.
Correct.
But my kids themselves, man, like it's all about them.
I know exactly what you mean, bro. Because like but you're right. But I think your perspective is on point, because when you just focus on the business, you have to give us so much time away from your family, your kids, right? And even if you put in so much time with your business, sometimes it might make any difference. It just kind of goes up a little bit, one notch, right? But the time that you spend with your kid is like in their core memories, and they remember
Yeah.
that. And at the end of the day, man, like you and I, we're both dad. Whatever we are building right now, we're just doing it for our kids. We want our kids to know that their dad did this, and we're gonna try to give you this. You know, it's a lot, man. The responsibility is high.
Oh, for sure, dude. But like the time that I am able to spend with them
Yeah.
because I have the business, that's why I do it.
Isn't it amazing? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to me, like I see exactly, like sometimes I'll be honest with you, there are days where like my business is not that great, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, well, what more do I want? I get to spend time with my kids. I get to be with my business. It's and not a lot of people have that kind of luxury. And
Yeah.
that's a blessing. Like sometimes I just have to think myself very simple, bro, just to like
Yeah.
really humble myself and not be too overwhelmed with things are not moving the right direction that as you want, right?
Yeah. I mean, like when you go pick up your kids from school, right?
Yeah,
You see these other parents. There's some parents that can't pick them up. You
exactly.
know, there's some kids that get left behind. Like they stay there until like 5 o'clock. They
Yeah.
get dropped off early, you know, and they don't get to see their parents all day, you know. The whole like they're at school more than they are with their parents.
Yep.
And it's sad, you know, like you don't get to spend that time with them. And I just love my kids. Like I want to spend all the time I can with them.
And that's the give and take, dude. I come to realize that because when I speak to a lot of people who has like a lot of money, you know, they work for it, you know, but most of the story that they ever tell me about their kids, like, oh yeah, we work a lot, we didn't get to spend a lot of time with them, and that story is so repetitive, bro. Like I hear all the time. And then when I hear that, I just reflect on myself like, I'm pretty lucky, man. Like, you know, I might not have the money or I might not reach the goal that I want yet. But in the meantime of me getting towards my goals, like, well, I get to see my kids every day. Like you mentioned, you get to pick up your kid. And it's such a blessing. Just sometimes we just have to think how simple life can be. And
Yeah,
that's the precious part, right, bro?
absolutely. You know, you take a lot of things for granted.
You
You
do.
know, everyone is just trying to be on that rat race and try to get all the coin you can get.
I see
But
that.
you know, at the end of the day, the most important things are your family and your friends.
I agree with you, man. So let me ask you this: how did you come along with this Gotti Nail stuff? I know you got your salon, you had some experience working with the OPI company, and tell me about the journey of Gotti Nails. I mean, I love your polish, I love your top coat, and every time I use your product, man, it just makes me feel like it's so much quality in it, especially your light, your lamp. What I love about your lamp is that I have a tendency to forget to turn off the lamp, and your lamp turned off by itself. Yeah, and I think that was like my most favorite thing that I love about your lamp, because there's a lot of lamp out there. You leave it on, you forget to turn it off, it just drains the whole battery.
Yeah.
Your shit
So
just
like,
by itself.
yeah, after 10 minutes, the light will turn itself off just so that it can conserve that battery life. But you know, so like I got to work with some really great brands out there. I got to work with OPI, I got to work with Color Club, I got to work with Entity. Like these are huge companies and corporations, you know, and they've got a ton of money. And part of my journey was like I would do new product development and I would see like these different formulas that would come in and I would test them all and I'd be like, wow, this one's like really good. This top coat is amazing, you know, like or this gel polish is amazing. Like why aren't we using this, right? Like we should use
Right.
this in our formula. And if I approve it, it's one thing, but then it goes down the chain of all of these other people. Marketing has a look at it, you
Right.
know, the
Usually that's the
finance.
yeah.
It goes through so many loops until it gets approved. And so I might see something like gel color. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm good with that. Like nail techs are gonna love this, and then it never gets made. it was too expensive. It was too this. It doesn't, we can't market it a certain way, whatever. So it just happened, and I would keep on seeing it, and I'm like, man, why can't we deliver something really good to the nail technicians, and it's right there, like it's available, but we're just not giving it to them.
Right.
So that's when I wanted to start Gotti Nails. It's like, okay, like we'll source out, the really good stuff, no matter what the price of it is, and we'll deliver it to nail technicians so that they have the quality products that they can work with. That was like the whole driving factor of Gotti Nails. And so, like you said, like things with like our top coat, our gel colors, they're highly pigmented. The top coat is extremely shiny. The light, there's just like so much innovation in those things that other companies just look past and just don't bring it to light.
I agree. My clients love your product. I mean, the gel base, top coat, cat eye, everything that Gotti Nails produce, and every time I use it on my clients, they always give me a wow factor. So good job on that, man. And I know you mentioned a couple of times, you mentioned your stories that your brother is always the one that guides you through this industry. And I know I met your brother. Can you give me a little bit of story how your brother and you are so connected into this industry, and how he has helped you, guide you through this industry?
So I feel like in this industry, like you always got to have some kind of support along the way. And my brother was there from day one until now. Like he literally taught me how to paint. I
Wow.
never took a real art class or anything. And he would be there to hold my hand and teach me how to paint and walk me through all the competitions. And when we traveled together, like we traveled so much together that it got to a point where you find them kind of annoying. Like you work together in the salon, you travel together, we just did everything together, and just having that bond with a brother is just amazing. But it got to a point where it was like the little things, like he would laugh weird, and I'd be like, man, that's kind of annoying, you know. And it brings him joy, you know what I mean? Like he's happy that he's getting a laugh, and I'm just like, man, like this is kind of annoying. Like but man, he's my brother. He's guided me throughout my whole career. The only time I really get to see him now is like when we do travel to trade shows and get to hang out in that way, or if he comes back home and we hang out like that. But
I would love to get him on my podcast one of these days.
bro, you can have him, dude. He's out there. But he's actually in Dubai right now, so
He's a cool ass dude, man. Very good nail artist. So one of these days, I'll make sure I get him on the show so you guys can meet Robert's brother. This man has a lot of history in the nail industry, so definitely he's a good man to have on. Robert, what is your plan now, bro? What is your plan, future plan? I know you want to spend time with your kids. You have anything fun going on for the nail industry coming up?
dude. So I have 120 colors, right?
Yeah,
And I got it in three different formulas. I got it in gel, I got it in lacquer, and I got it in powder.
right.
I'm trying to bring another 120 colors to the line.
Wow. I
And
can't wait.
bro, it's so much work, but it's just like
I can't
people
wait.
have been asking for it, dude.
Yeah.
They've been wanting it. So yeah, I just got to put in the time and make it happen.
If
So
you
I
guys
think
have not used Gotti Nails product or polish top coat, please get your hand on it. I mean, their product is so beautiful. Your client's gonna love it. That's all I gotta say, because every of my clients love it.
no, thank you, dude. It means a lot, dude. But we're trying to do another 120 colors, so launching that, there's just so much work that goes into it. and people have been asking for a really long time. So we just got to do it. So I'm trying to launch it next year, like Q1 of next year.
Nice. Now, are you guys kind of prepping for the holidays at this moment too? Do you guys get a good rush during the holiday? And any promotional coming up so the viewers can be ready for it if they want to get some Gotti product?
Yeah, so we're gonna have a big Black Friday sale, which we always do, right? And then we'll probably do a Christmas sale as well. Um, and then maybe we can give them like a promo code if they're listening to this podcast. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, if you are if you can give them a promo code of X amount, I'll leave it in the description. So if they're interested, they can get the product for you.
Yeah, why don't they use like promo code Thai Life?
Yeah, let's do Thai Life. What? How 15?
15 what? 15%?
Yeah. Or is that
Oh,
too low or
hell
is that too
no.
high?
That's too low, dude. Let's give them 40% off.
There you have it. You guys heard the man. 40% off Thai Life 40?
Thai Life 40.
Let's go. Thai Life 40 it is, guys. Make sure you guys go on to GottiNails.com, right?
That's right.
And make sure you guys get the product. So what we're going to do, Robert, real quick, is we're going to do some rapid questioning. And I'm going to ask you really fast, and you just have to answer without thinking. It's going to be a yay, a nay, or you can just blur out things how you feel about certain situation. You ready?
All right, let's do it.
All right. How do you feel about duck-shaped nails?
No.
How do you feel about long extended nails?
Yes, that's fine.
Short nail with crazy design on it.
That's fine too.
Clients not tipping.
Oh, hell no. You better tip your nail tech.
Clients complain about nail tech rushing too fast.
I think that's not okay.
So what about when clients doesn't want to pay because they're not happy with their service?
Bro, you gotta pay. Just don't come back.
How do you feel about 1-star review?
Nah. Well, if it's a bad service, yeah.
How do you feel about when clients coming in and they want so many service for not enough time?
Nah, you gotta book that in advance. We're all working on time. You gotta book in advance.
Any advice that you want to give to the nail tech, Robert?
Oh man. There's just so many advice, but is it just one? Am I just doing one?
You can give multiple advice. This is your show, bro.
All right. Well, I think the biggest advice is probably like really hone in on your skills. Like I feel like so many nail technicians go out there and they finish school and they just think they know everything. Like, all right, I'm ready to attack this world, and it's a dog world out there. Like they'll eat you alive. Once you go in that nail salon, those customers, they'll eat you alive, dude. So just really work on your applications, work on your technique, and really get that down. And once you really know your stuff, then I mean, you could pretty much do anything. And then just really like don't stop fighting, just keep on believing in yourself and just keep on getting anything that you ever wanted. Really, it's just like you gotta just go out there and believe in yourself.
One bad habit that you notice about nail technician that you wish they can change? Take your
I
time.
think I feel like every nail technician has a different bad habit, but man, you're really bringing me back to like the salon days, and I'm
Yeah,
like trying to think because,
absolutely.
dude, I had like each salon I had 20 nail technicians working for me, and I'm trying to.
Break
I
down the
think I had
worst.
right, but I had a really good team. Like I had a really good team of nail technicians that like when they were ready to work, they work. But like I'll just talk about from my own bad habit.
Yeah.
and you can look at it as a bad habit or not. And when I was in the salon and I was working on people, if you didn't have an appointment and you wanted to come in and I was free, I would just be like, nah, we got to schedule in something for tomorrow or a different day.
I like that
Because
style.
because for me, it was like a lot of pressure to like, oh, even though I have time to do you, I don't want to do you. You know, I already have it in my mind that I'm free. This is my time to do what I have to do.
Correct.
And so I would make them come back another day.
I like that though, because I do the same. Like sometime, like when I know I have like a 30-minute gap, to me that 30-minute gap could be lunch, could be doing things that matters, versus like taking in a walk-in and then putting myself on a time pressure. Like I have to get this done at a certain time to get the next appointment in. That's stressful, bro.
Yeah, and if you think about it, it's not really fair for the next person coming in either.
What do you feel about nail technician who not willing to adapt to new techniques because they thinking nobody asked for it, we don't need to learn this?
I think you gotta adapt. Like the world is changing so fast. You know, there's just like let's look at like full coverage nail tips, right?
Yeah.
Either you love it or you hate it. And I just happen to be one of those nail techs that love it. Like I feel like it's one of those things that just speed up the whole process so much faster, and you can deliver like really high quality looking nails in an average time versus like really honing down on the skill of building out acrylics or hard gel. Like not everyone has that skill, right? So if you're not willing to work on that skill, then adapt with the times and go with the new stuff that's coming out and learn how to do it right.
You think speed matters compared to before?
No. Like before, depending on the type of salon too, but like it was always speed, like crank it out, like 30 minutes, bam. My services, they've always been an hour and a half. I always, because we're perfectionists, right? Like I always booked out an hour and a half.
Though. I try, man. It's hard.
Yeah. And when I had the salons, like all my nail technicians, dude, we really were pushing on the idea of doing it fast, but it wasn't even that fast. Like our manicures, we would book out an hour.
Right.
Back then, like, dude, if you were taking an hour on your manicure, you could have gotten two
like
done.
3 clients already.
Yeah. Right. So the thing with speed is like, if you're charging enough, then your speed really shouldn't matter. The quality of your work should speak higher than the speed of your work.
Man, that's amazing, man. You know, when we talk about how nail tech used to be versus now, it's like day and night, man. It's like we become more like an artist, not just like shaping and acrylic anymore. Back in the day was literally shape, polish, and you're done. Now, I mean, we got different technique, different texture of nails that can be applied for certain type of steps. I mean, as a brand yourself, is it hard to develop things that is moving so fast?
It develops fast, but it's also really slow. So like you won't see anything new come out for a really, really long time. You'll see repetition, like you'll see history repeat itself. You'll see stuff come back out that had been out in like the 80s and 90s, you know?
Yeah.
Like crackle nail polish. Like that shit was out in the freaking 90s, like early 90s.
It's going to come back slowly, watch.
Yeah, and it came back out in like early 2000s and people are like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And then and it's coming back now, you know? So
isn't it amazing how like it just re-evolve itself just in different way?
Yeah. So yeah, it's really rare that you see something like really new, and when you do, it happens really quick, And so you got to jump on that trend, and then it'll go away for a little bit, and then it'll come back.
You know, I always tell people this, and I still believe in this, that I feel like what the salon is charging right now is so much cheaper than what we should get paid as a nail tech. I believe in that. I feel like if you really look at most industries, like service industry, like massage, you get an hour massage. Now it's what, 60, $70 for an hour, right? But you can get a set of nails for $40. And sometimes we spend more than an hour to finish that set. So I believe that what we charge for nail service right now, the clients is so benefiting the price versus what the future price is going to be. What do you think about that?
So when I first started like educating for OPI, I felt like the prices were extremely low. Like you had like $15 full sets.
Right.
Yeah, like it was just impossible. Like how's anyone making any money, you know? And so our whole mission was to go out there and educate all of the nail technicians and like drive that price up. And I feel like we've gotten to a point where the prices have definitely gone up, but not fast enough. And that's part of it because you do have like those really high-end nail technicians or those nail artists that are charging, you know, $100, $150 a full
Right.
set, right? And it might be 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 10,000
Right.
nail technicians that are charging that. But at least like that is put out there so that the average nail tech can kind of like see it and like, wait a minute, like it's motivating, you know, like they see it and like, wow, okay, like they're charging $150 for that. Like I could do that. Well, why am I not charging that much?
And,
So
and I can see that because of the salon too. Salon ruins that, you know. So many salon competes based on price versus quality of service.
yeah, yeah. Well, like when I had my salons, it was built very different. You know, it had a very high-end feel to it. I don't know if you ever saw pictures of it or anything.
I haven't.
I'll have to send them to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, but it's like a very high-end feel. The prices were reasonable. You know, time wasn't an issue, and our clientele was just massive because we built off of the platform of, you know, giving them high-quality nails, and they didn't feel rushed. And nowadays, I feel like a lot of the nail salons are starting to go in that route. Like
I can
I've
see that.
seen, I've seen so many like beautiful nail salons, and they're taking their time and doing it
Yep,
right. And when you take your time and you do it right, you got to go out there and you got to raise up your prices. You know,
correct.
you can't give these services where it's like, oh, like I'm gonna give you a mimosa and I'll give you a beer with your service or whatever,
And it's on the
and you're
house.
yeah, and you can't charge for it. You don't have an alcohol beer license, you know,
Right.
so you gotta just give it away. But you're offering a very high-end experience, but the price isn't there yet. So as a whole, everyone just needs to raise it up.
I agree. So y'all listen to this podcast, better start increasing your price. And clients, y'all need to take advantage while the price is still low. Trust me. What you're paying for nails right now is bargain.
Yeah, I feel like as the industry evolves, like we're gonna get a lot more nail artists and like people that really dedicate into that craft. Because like the generations were very different. Like my
Correct.
parents, your parents, they all struggled, you know, they came over here, they didn't know anything. And
Correct.
so all they had to learn was how to do nails and do it fast.
Correct.
They had that mindset of like, the more I can do, the more I can feed my family, the more I can get done.
And that's okay at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, if you look at it now, like our generation, we're looking at it like, okay, like I can put a lot of love into this and charge more money,
Yep.
you know? And the clients are out there. There's people that want to have beautiful nails.
And they want good service because they don't want to be
Yeah.
rushed. It's almost like they go into the salon to want to stay. The goal is to have them stay, because the longer they stay, they might add on different type of service.
Right. Well, I guess the best way I could put it is like there's different strokes for different folks. Right. Some days you might want to go into McDonald's and get a quick meal. Some days you might want to go into a really nice restaurant and enjoy yourself.
And that's
You know,
it.
and so there's a salon for you if you want to go in and just get rushed and get that cheap service, or if you want to go and get pampered and really get that full experience, and it should be there for you too.
Wow. Robert, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time just talking and sharing your knowledge. And I would love to have you back here on the show just to share more of your knowledge, because we can talk on and on about this industry.
Well, I'm here anytime you need me.
Thank you so much, man. And you guys make sure go on to GottiNails.com. Thai Lyfe 40% off on Gotti Nails product, yo. Just special for this podcast. Thank you so much, Robert, for joining this podcast, man, for taking the time and just educating us. I appreciate you from day one till now, and I always will appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. Thank you for thinking of me. I love you, dog.
Likewise, bro. Have a good day, everyone. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. And this will be streaming on all podcast channel, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts also. Peace.